Hello, and thank you for answering our ad for finance and credit opportunities available to work from home. And you saw in the ad that we are talking about an income that can be between $750 to $3,000 a week or more. So if you are looking and you have a little finance or sales background, and you want to work from home, you want to earn the kind of money that you are looking to earn, you want a flexible schedule. Those are all things that we are talking about here. So let's jump right in. I want to keep this as short as possible so as not to bore anybody, but let's get into it. First off, who are we? We are tsellers.com, and that mug up in the top is me. I am Tom Sellers. I use that picture quite often because I'm relatively proud of it. It was taken a couple of weeks after I had beaten stage 4 cancer about 3 years ago. A little bit quickly about me. I have run my own companies from home for the past 5 years. Much of it was out of need. Much of it was out of I just had enough of the corporate world that I was in for the previous 30 years. And one of the things that I had to learn relatively quickly was I needed to find a way to get in front of people that I needed and wanted to be customers. What I did not have was a way to do it. That is where the TW3 platform comes in, and I'll get to that shortly. But let's get to what you are looking for. First off, who is it we work with? You saw some of the places that I have that I talk about, but these are ones we work with and have for the past several years. We've been around this company, this platform, a little better than 12 years now. All of these companies you see, most of them you've heard of, and there are hundreds more. Why is that important? The reason is because we have so many relationships with marketing companies that will pay us and you for doing sometimes nothing more than sending them business. So how will you make money? I got a ton of different ways to do it, but I want to just narrow this right now to what you were looking at, which was finance and credit. So bear with me here and let's give you some quick examples. Right now, as is true most of the time, people are looking for money, whether that be personal money, whether that's a business looking for money. We have a ton of companies that we work with that are financial institutions, lending institutions, that will pay us to refer them a new customer. The average that I put up here is $200 because that is about the average of the dozen or so companies that I personally use. Some are a couple of dollars or higher, but the average is about $200. Now let's take the rest of that information right there and just leave it right there. Let's just talk only about referred loans. Again, the number of people looking for loans is incredible. And the beauty about what I'm going to teach you and what we teach you at TW3 and at tsellers.com is to never have to look for them. You never have to cold call anybody. People will come to you looking for a loan referral. If you did no more than 2 or 3 a day, and all you did was refer them for a loan, and that paid you only $200, there's $600 easily. Doesn't take long to realize how quickly you're going to get to $3,000 a week. But let's say that you needed to do some other things for that customer. Let's say that that customer needed to know what his credit scores look like so that you are able to properly place the loan. And when I say place it, you're sending it to where it's most likely to be approved, right? Well, the company, and we have 3 or 4 of those as well, with credit reports, they will pay you an average of $36 for sending that customer there to get those credit reports. Let's say that the customer that you are talking with is in need of credit repair before they can get approved. Maybe they've got something minor on the bureau that has to be taken care of. You bring in a credit repair company. That credit repair company is going to pay you $100 for that new customer. Let's say that they are going to be in the credit repair for a couple of months and they need credit monitoring to make sure that the work is being done and that they are staying in line with what they need to get that loan. So now all of a sudden you're at $364 for one customer. Multiply that by as many as you think you can do in a day, again, with people calling you and emailing you asking for a loan. Is that it? Are there other ways to make money besides that? Yes, there are. You can see where the number 750 to 3,000 comes from if you only did what we just showed you. However, there's more. Let's say that you understand the power of having salespeople doing the same thing you're doing. And power is you're producing more. The companies that you work for are going to pay you an override. The companies that we deal with and we have agreements with are going to give you a percentage for everybody in your organization doing the business and sending them business. Many of them also are offering revenue sharing. Let's go back to override for a second. Let's go that the average override on your organization is anywhere between 3 and 5%. That adds up fast. Let's drop down. Let's say that you have gotten good at that. You've got some people going. You've really built your own little agency and you're doing well. And then you're branching off into other things. Maybe one of those things that you want to branch off into is helping people like you get started in their own agency doing what you're doing. Well, that is going to pay you anywhere between $1,500 and $18,000 when you put that person in their own agency. Now, are there things that go with that? Of course there are. There's a lot of training that goes into that before you can get to that point, but it's there for you. Monthly residuals. Monthly residuals are simply this: people that you get involved with this. As long as they are around, you're getting paid a monthly residual. So what I'm trying to show you here in this slide and the one prior, here you can make money directly at the point of sale. You can have passive income, which is your override. You're being paid for helping people to make a living themselves. Passive also refers to some of the ways we do things that you are selling, but you're not actually talking to anybody. You're putting people in the right direction. And of course, the residual incomes, like I spoke of, residual income is where it's at after a period of time. If you are building up an organization, if that's what you choose to do, you can literally do what I showed you in the last slide and do nothing else. We have people that do it. We have other people who say, you know what, I want to work a little bit less hard and not have everything based on what I produce. And these are some ways we do that. So again, I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, but I do want to make some points. This slide is in black and white for a reason. With my company and with me personally, there is no gray area. So here's the commitment that we make to our team members. When we make an appointment, we keep it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless there's a car wreck or somebody is bleeding, which doesn't happen, we make an appointment, we keep it. We'll never waste your time. Time is money. We know it, you know it. We will be completely honest with you, even if you may not like what we will say. In other words, sometimes we're going to tell you things that you may not want to hear, but it's for your own good. And we know what we're talking about. So what I mean by that is, if we tell you something, you can take it to the bank. It's reality. And finally, we will train you with the exact same tools and techniques we use. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Technology and campaigns to bring in new customers change all the time. You don't have to look very far but the last couple of months to see that to be factual. If you are in any way in the sales field, you know things have changed a lot. So as these things change, we change with them. And we change the tools maybe, we change the techniques. And what we are using is what we're going to teach you how to use. We want you to be as or more successful than we are. So that's our commitment to you. What do we ask in return? If you make an appointment, whether for interview or training, keep the appointment. Again, we work on sometimes very tight schedules, as do you. So if you make an appointment, keep the appointment. We ask that you're teachable and coachable. Why is that important? Well, it's important in anything, quite frankly, but when you're learning something new, which you may very well be doing if you get involved with us. We want to be able to teach you, and we want you to be able to be coachable in the fact that we are trying to help you. This is a big one coming up. Be honest about what you're looking for and what your expectations are. Here's what I mean by that. If you're looking for a get involved, be a millionaire tomorrow scenario, this is not it. You need to keep looking where you were looking. Can you make $1 million? You can't, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen next week. This is work. This is something that you're building, you're learning, and you're getting successful at. Next, never be afraid to ask a question. So many times over the course of the years I've been doing this, and customers I have across the country, I hear time and again, I wanted to ask you that, but I thought you would think I was stupid. No. Here's what's dumb. Here's what's stupid. Not getting get the answer to a question because of embarrassment, which is then slowing down your success rate. I would rather hear somebody say, how much is 2 + 2, and let them know it's 4, than for that to slow up their progress. And finally, put in the work. This is work. This is not a 1 hour a day thing and you're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Maybe you can get there, but that's not where you're going to start. So learn what we teach, learn the fundamentals, put them to work. It works. If you work the system works. So if anything I've said has your interest piqued and you'd like to know some more, if you'd like to say, hey, you know what, I think this might be for me, but I have questions. Here's what we want to do. So to move forward, at the bottom of this page, there is a button that says apply. Click on that button. It's going to bring you to a relatively extensive application. I need you to completely fill it out. Now it's extensive for a reason. That is to help you and to help us. The next thing you want to do is schedule your next phone interview after you've filled out that application. Now, that application is going to go to somebody on my team. They'll probably call you first. If you don't hear from them in what I say 48 hours, that's what I shoot for. If you have not, let us know. Let's set the appointment and keep the appointment. During that appointment, you may have questions. You may be writing questions right now just based on what you're seeing here. Ask the questions in that appointment. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of what we're talking about. And then finally, move to the final interview step. Whatever that interview step is for you. It may be more information. It may be, you know what, let's get started. It may be, you know what, this isn't for you. And either answer is fine. And why is that fine? We're not here to sell you a thing. We're not. Are there ways you can get involved that don't cost $1? Yes. Are there ways you can get involved that do cost $1? You betcha. Are there ways that we can help you, if you so desired, find just a regular hourly job somewhere? Yes, we can. So when we get to that final step, let's decide what that final step looks like. And quickly, my final thought. That is actually me, and that is actually my office. Not that anybody really cares, but I'm the guy who has learned how to do this. I've been trained by some of the best, as you will be. I have enjoyed the time that I no longer have to punch a clock day in and day out. I love working from my desk at my home. I love being able to play golf when I want. Now, I'm not trying to sell you up on a lifestyle. I'm just trying to let you know what's possible. I like the idea that if I need to do something throughout the day, I can do it. So I invite you to get more information. Click on the button, fill out the application, have a conversation with either I or somebody from my team, and let's talk about what the possibilities are for you. I'm Tom Sellers with tsellers.com, and I look forward to talking with you and or training you very soon. Thank you.